Hello everyone, once again this is Ma'am Cyril and welcome to week 8 for our classes in this subject, Maritime Information Communication Technology with Cybersecurity. So finally we are now in our week 8 and then one more week to go and then we're going to end the lecture class for this subject. Okay, by the way, this would be the last guided learning video that I have to give you because for the last week, in the 9th week of our class, I'm going to allot that one whole week for you to study for your upcoming last course outcome assessment, your last CO. I'll be providing you that one whole week to study everything. And then for this lecture subject, aside from your final CO, you need to take your final written exam as well. And that is 10% of your entire total grade for the lecture. Alright, so last week we have discussed about the following topics. We have cybersecurity, wherein I have discussed there the threats and vulnerabilities, the different threats that you may encounter as you go through with working in your cybersecurity issues on your laptops, on your computers, in your devices. And I also discussed the stages of cyber attacks. And then I have also included there the cybersecurity risk management approach. What are you going to do if you have experienced this and that? The problems that involves your accounts. So for today's topic, we are going to talk about the following topics. It's quite long, but then I guess since this will be the last topic that I will be discussing, and then we're going to have our final assessment, you need to study this one as well. We have the final topic for fourth industrial revolution technologies. That includes big data. We're going to discuss as well what are Internet of Things, what is Internet of Things rather, and then blockchain, artificial intelligence, or commonly known as AI, and then 3D printing. What is the difference between augmented and virtual reality, or commonly we have known this one as AR and VR. And then lastly, digitalization and autonomous ships. I'm going to discuss about the few examples that are happening in a real world scenario. We have digital devices and technologies that we can see on ships. The learning outcomes for the topic. Right after the discussion, you need to explain the relevance and application of information and communication technologies to maritime and shipping, and you need to explain as well the socio-economic impacts of information and communication technologies to shipboard operation. So I want you to pay full attention for this one, so that you can answer the activity that I'll be providing at the Google Classroom right after this. Alright, so our first topic would be what is the fourth industrial revolution? I think dili kay ni siya nga ni ka-familiar para ninyo, no? But let me read the description that I have written here. It's been said that the fourth industrial revolution, or 4IR, this is a fusion of advances in artificial intelligence, or AI, robotics, Internet of Things, or IoT, and genetic engineering, quantum computing, and many more. So, pasabot mo ra siya, it's something like the combination of all the recent technologies that we have had already in our present generation. Gipagtapo na sila tanan, their application, mo na siya gitawag siya fourth industrial revolution. Okay. The fourth industrial revolution is a way of describing the blurring of boundaries between the physical, digital, and biological worlds. It is a fusion, so nang fusion, pasabot gitapo, concatenate, or yes, join, combine. It's a fusion of advances in artificial intelligence, robotics, Internet of Things, 3D printing, genetic engineering, quantum computing, and other technologies. Don't worry, I'll be providing you some examples about those that I have mentioned. kung unsa na sila, kung unsa ilahang kalabutan. Why are they being considered as a part of the Fourth Industrial Revolution? It's the collective force behind many products and services that are fast becoming indispensable to modern life. Think GPS systems. Are you familiar with GPS? Kanabitaw mo ingon mo nga nganong malocate mo ang inyong location mahibawaan ni ngani nga na. Diba? Kana nganong makagamit ka Google Maps. It's because of the GPS technology. Think of this system that suggests the fastest route to a destination, diba? The moment that you are going to use Google Map if you are about to travel to some places, nakita nimo diha kung unsay pinakaduol nga route asa ka moagi niya di ay to dadon kag kasagbutan, dadon kag dead end, okay? Because dili jud siya ingon ana ka 100% fully functional and perfect ang atong technology, no? But sa nakita nato daghan sila og advantage, but then again once again dili siya nga na ka perfect, no? Na nga naiuban nga ihatagan tungod kay fastest and shortest route siya to your destination, hatagan ka og kanang agianan nga dili siya highway or mo siya mahug nga shortcut, di ba? Naiuban dead end na di ay to. So we have to be very careful with that one. Next is voice-activated virtual assistants. Kanang igo na mag-speech recognition na lang ang gigamit na may mga open Facebook, open Google nga na. So such as Apple's Siri or personalized Netflix recommendations, also Facebook's ability to recognize your face and tag you in a friend's photo. Kabantay mo automatic siya nga o kanang murabag recommend nga itag siya nga na. It's because na recognize niya ang face niya, okay, this is your friend and this is, okay, who is that, nga na. And then, all you have to do is to approve if kana siya nga tao is maogi na siya. Diba? So, what are the technologies driving change? So, part of being in this present generation, kinahanglan ta nga aware sa mga new technologies nga naa karon, especially that we are amidst the pandemic. We are in this trying times still. So bisan pa og karong panahon na wala na nang gimas kaayo or na dili na kayo nga naka-strict, but then given the fact that napadayon na to ang blended learning, and part of which is napadayon ng online classes, especially for those subjects that pwede ra siya maka-stand alone ra siya by just using internet and any other resources that we have at home. As long as you have computers, as long as you have smartphones, diba? So the easiest way to understand the fourth industrial revolution is to focus on the technologies driving it, and these include the following. Number 1, AI, artificial intelligence. We also have blockchain. We have faster computer processing, virtual reality and augmented reality, biotechnology, robotics, Internet of Things, 3D printing, and many more. Actually, there are just few. These are just few rather. Daghan pa kaayo, but then we need to focus on these things only because these are the very common that we have seen today. So, although naapay uban ana nga mga complex na dili na to sila ito. But then, you can search it online. Makita ninyo dito kung unsay mga possible na technology that we can have in the near future. But then today, let me discuss each of the following. Now, let's begin with AI. AI or artificial intelligence. Sige. Kadungog na mag-word na AI. Yes, maybe for some gamers here, natay mga itahay. For example, your mga chess, online chess, yung nga, di ba? You have options if you want to compete with a real individual or tao gid mismo, or you also have an option to play with an AI or computer. Tawag na itong mga bots, robots. AI describes computers that can think like humans. Murag ilahan nang ga-design sila og mga machines nga that can think, maybe that can walk, that can talk like a human, but they are not really humans because they don't have a heart that knows how to feel. They don't have senses. They don't have neurons and everything. Our physical body dili na sila mga copy ana, but then they only imitate what human beings can do. They can recognize also complex patterns, process information, draw conclusions, and make recommendations. So, try to imagine, ingana naka high-tech ang atong panahon karon. This is used in many ways, from spotting patterns in huge files of unstructured data to powering the autocorrect on your phone. Diba? Kanang kanang nakay mga sayop-sayop sa imuhang mga ligama nga documents, or yes nga na tagaan kag suggestion nga which make you think nga okay, so sayop din atong gibuhat kay nag-uan siya. Nihatag siya og emphasis nga something is wrong with what you have done. AI also refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think like humans and mimic their actions. The term may also be applied to any machine that exhibits traits associated with the human mind, such as learning and problem solving. Okay, there are 4 types of artificial intelligence. We have reactive AI, limited memory AI, theory of mind AI, and self-aware AI. Okay, take note. Maybe most of you here generalize the idea of an AI as something like a human-like robot. No, AI can be in a form of a sleeper, can be in the form of a rectangle alone or ball or something inana. Dili pasabot nga dapat ang AI now gid siya og tao. But then it functions as it mimics the actions of the human beings. Okay, now let's begin with reactive AI. Try to focus on the image that I have provided together with the description here. Unsa man na siya? Take kayo ning uban ani, especially those ML players. Nakita niyo diha ang option, whether you can play on classic or rank or arcade, brawl, versus AI, and custom. Okay, so kung anong gihatag mo ni nako siya nga image niyo. It's because I think this is the easiest way on how to give a certain example about how AI works. So, sa ato ang option ng giduwa ta, no? Not just in this game, napoy ka ng mga tong-its, sa pa na diha, chess, kanang mga any mobile games. Alright? Naan na sila yung mga AI. You can compete with an AI. So, unsa man ang AI? Okay? So, kaning ingani nga mga types sa mga sceneries, these are called reactive AI, wherein it uses algorithms to optimize outputs based on a set of inputs. Chess-playing AIs, for example, are reactive systems that optimize the best strategy to win the game. Bitaw mo nga, kuyawa, kana lang yun, sayon gani kay computer ato ang kontra. So, maingon ka ingon ana, pasabot na AI imong kontra. Reactive AI tends to be fairly static and able to learn or adapt to novel situations. Thus, it will produce the same output given identical inputs. Okay? So, giunsa man na nila. Depende sa imuhang input or depende sa imong action, mo na siya naanay naka-program na counterpart si AI on what actions thus that AI is going to do according to the input or the action that you have performed first. Silbi, ana na siya magbase sa iyang next move according sa imuhang gihatag nga input niya. For example, in a game of chess, you have moved the horse 3 times kung asa nga direction ingon ana, and then naka-program na naka-set na niya nga kung ingani ang action sa nimo, mao pud na ang iyahang i-automatic nga hatag. Okay, na siya naka-program na siya. Mo na nga makaingon mo yawa ang computer mura pong tao, di ba? But then there are AIs nga angana lang siya iyang taman. Ingana ra jud iyang kaya. Like iya rang tan-awon kana kung naka-program na siya daan diha, iya ra nang tan-awon kung sa imong action, mao na siya na equivalent na siya nga move. So kung kana imong move, napod siya equivalent nga move anang counterpart sa imuha. But then there are also more advanced kind of AI nga mo learn gid sila mismo. That means nga dili pareha ilang action kanunay. For example, nagduwa ka karon unya gi-exit nimo magduwa na pud ka balik, makabantay ka nga kanang AI pare-pareha ra iyang action sa last nga actions niya pag first nimo nga duwa. But then there are also that kind of AI nga mo learn gid sila. Pasabot, mas study niya, mas store sa iyahang memory ang imuhang galawan. Mautoy iyahang kanang i-process mo to iyahang basihan para sa unsay iyahang sunod nga move or action. So kung maayo kaayo ka nga niduwa ingon ana ang AI kung makabantay ka maayo pud siya kay nga naman gi-studyhan man gikuhaan og data ang imuhang performance as a player. Kay nga na. So na makaingon ka nga kanang AI ra ba nang tani pero nganong maayo man nganong kamao man kaayo ingon na it's because you yourself ang imong gihatag nga input complex man pod. So mao na nga i-learn na niya. Mao siya gitawag na to og machine learning in a form of AI. Alright. Next, after reactive AI, we have limited memory AI. So what is limited memory AI? Limited memory AI can adapt to past experience or update itself based on new observations or data. I think this is part of what I have mentioned a while ago. It's supposed to be in this part. Often, the amount of updating is limited and the length of memory is relatively short. So autonomous vehicles, for example, can read the road and adapt to novel situations, even learning from past experience. So as what you have seen here in your end, we have cars, self-driving cars. Nana, makahibaw siya, gani siya poste, gani siya tao, gani siya is another object, another car, ingon ana. So, kahibaw na siya, kanus siya mo primera, mo segunda, ingon ana. Or if that is automatic, kanus siya mo preno, kanus siya mo turbo. Okay, so examples of machines with AI or artificial intelligence include computers that play chess and self-driving cars. These kinds of examples, I have mentioned this one in the earlier part of our slides. Each of these machines must weigh the consequences of any action they take, as each action will impact the end result. In chess, the end result is winning the game. For self-driving cars, the computer system must account for all external data and compute it to act in a way that prevents collision. So, dapat wala siya mabanggaan, dili siya makabangga, o labaw sa tala, dili siya mabanggaan po. Okay? Self-driving cars have been fairly controversial as their machines tend to be designed for the lowest possible risk and the least casualties. If presented with a scenario of colliding with one person or another at the same time, these cars would calculate the option that would cause the least amount of damage. Alright, next we have theory of mind AI. These are the types of AI that are fully adaptive and have an extensive ability to learn and retain past experiences. These types of AI include advanced chatbots that could pass the Turing test, fooling a person into believing the AI was a human being. While advanced and impressive, these AI are not self-aware. Okay, kana bitaw mo ngay kag assistance kabantay mga dali ra kayo mo reply nga what can I do for you nga mag-canvas kintay ka og how much the rate of the hotel and unsa ilang mga facilities, amenities nga gi-offer ingon ana kabantay mo nga dali ra kaayo siya ka send is because na iwan naka-program na. But then there are also sites nga AI gid ang gagamit nila like it can fool someone into believing that certain AI was a human being where in fact the truth is ang gi-program na siya AI nang imuhang ka-chat na ang imuhang support in the first few minutes sa inyong conversation. But then if you want to speak with a real person for your concern or for your problem, I think they also have options nga they want to seek assistance with ngani na. So, kaya nga naman, AIs are there 24/7, which is a typical or a normal person cannot stand 24/7 working in front of a machine or in front of a device. Next, we have self-aware AI. From the word itself, self-aware, as the name suggests, become sentient and aware of their own existence. Kanang mura na to sila og tao. Ilang hunahuna kibaw sila, aware sila nga robot sila, kibaw sila mo feel, kibaw sila mo mamina or inana. Still, in the realm of science fiction, some experts believe that an AI will never become conscious or alive. Wala man jud tay AI pa nga makaingon ta nga tao gyud siya. There are fictional characters and movies that were being made in order to portray. Maybe they believe nga someday soon, at how many years from now, there is that possibility that a self-aware AI will be made yun, nga mo circulate yun sila. But then we can see the disadvantage here na makaingon ta nga okay, robots can replace the role of human beings here on Earth. Nya, what if managhan sila ingon ana? Nagya po disadvantages tanan. Ang sobra dili na po siya maayo. But then, if na magaling mo exist ningon ani, I don't know if pila pa ka years from now siya usa siya mahitabo. Okay, so mo to siya. So how is AI used today? Are you familiar with Siri, with Alexa? You have Google Assistant, may ingon ka nga open YouTube, search, ngani na. So AI is used extensively across a range of applications today with varying levels of sophistication. Recommendation algorithms that suggest what you might like next are popular AI implementations, as are chatbots that appear on websites or in the form of smart speakers. For example, Alexa or Siri. Nakabantay mo nga kintahay kasagaran inyuhan gi-search online kintahay. Ang mga advertisement ana mo po siya magawas. For example, sa Shopee kintahay, kung say kasagaran imong gipag-search diha, ma-store na siya. Ma-store na siya kung unsa tong imong kasagaran nga searches. Kintahay imong mga searches is all about mga menswear and ana. Kasagaran nga mga suggestion mo ana pang men pod. Okay? And then sa YouTube, for example, search kag mga songs, nga classic songs, ingon ana, kasagaran nga mga suggestion ana. And the next videos nga mo appear is mga something related with what you have recently searched. Okay, kaya nga no, i-study man na niya nga, okay, kani siyang tawhana, hilig na niyo, kaya mo iyang kasagaran niya i-search. So AI is used to make predictions in terms of weather and financial forecasting, to streamline production process, and to cut down on various forms of redundant cognitive labor. This is also used to play games, operate autonomous vehicles, process language, and much more. How is AI used in the healthcare? Okay, why I am involving this one, I am focusing on healthcare on this set of video for today's week na video. It's because since we are under pandemic, diba, importante kayong healthcare para nato karon. So unsa may iyang contribution to healthcare? Unsay katabang ni AI? Di unsa siya paggamit? In healthcare settings, AI is used to assist in diagnostics. AI is very good at identifying small anomalies in scans and can better triangulate diagnosis from a patient's symptoms and vitals. But it doesn't mean nga si AI nahimo siyang doktor. Mahog lang siya nga assistant. For example, kanang kinahanglan siya i-automate, computerize nga pagbasa kintahay og X-ray result inana. Diba, computerize ang nakasagaran if based sa data nga nakuha kintahay gikan sa cardiac panel unsa may iyahang assessment adto, but it doesn't mean nga everything has to be reliable if this data are coming from the AI itself. But then mahimo lang siya na assistant nga okay, so para dili na jud mag-start from the very beginning og analyze si doctor. AI is also used to classify patients, maintain and track medical records, and deal with health insurance claims. Future innovations are thought to include AI-assisted robotic surgery, virtual nurses or doctors, and collaborative clinical judgment. Try to imagine, muopera ang robot. Saan man na ron? Okay, so we don't know, diba? We don't know what the future can offer to us. But then, right at this moment, ato lang nga i-welcome ang ilahang pag-abot. It's because bisa pag niingon ta nga dili na katuuhan ng uban, but then they have contributed a lot in our life, in our present living.
Hi, it's Katrina. From infamous machines that we should fear to ones that help us in our everyday lives, here are 8 amazing examples of artificial intelligence. Number 8. Siri. Most people don't realize that there are several levels of artificial intelligence, and an example of a lower tier AI is that of Siri, the digital assistant to Apple device users. Technically speaking, Siri is a pseudo-intelligent digital personal assistant. By that, they mean that while she can interact with you, she personally doesn't start conversations. She is not an AI you can have a back-and-forth conversation with, but that doesn't mean that she can't learn. Siri has the ability to listen to how you talk, how you ask for things, what you ask for, and more, and then tailor her results and actions to better fit your needs, even if you speak to her in another language. Plus, as a personal assistant, Siri has the ability to go into the programs of your phone or iPad or other such Apple device in order to make sure that things get done, including putting reminders on your calendar, opening up an app, playing music, and more. The more you interact and ask things from Siri, the more adapted she becomes to you and your patterns. So while not a true AI in regards to learning on the go all the time, she does have the intelligence to grow thanks to her user. How often do you use Siri? Or in my case, since I'm an Android user, Bixby. Do they actually help you? Because in my case, it seems like it always pops up when I don't need it and starts making voice to text that makes no sense, or purposefully ignores me when I try to use it. Number 7. HAL 9000. In the Space Odyssey book series by Arthur C. Clarke, and later the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey directed by Stanley Kubrick, the antagonist of the story was not a human, but rather a learning computer, one named HAL 9000. But it didn't start out that way. HAL 9000 was actually built as part of a mission to Jupiter or Saturn, depending on whether you're reading the book or watching the first movie, and was designed to control the systems of the spaceship Discovery 1. Along with that goal, it was allowed to speak and would often talk to the crew to understand what they were doing at times. HAL's official abilities in the book and movie were speech, speech recognition, facial recognition, natural language processing, lip reading, art appreciation, interpreting emotional behaviors, automated reasoning, and playing chess. HAL represents one of many worst-case scenarios when it comes to artificial intelligence. For in the books and film, HAL starts out as a perfectly capable AI, but as time goes on, certain faults in his programming emerge. Due to this, the members of the Discovery 1 crew, in the first book and movie, decide to shut down HAL. To their misfortune, HAL doesn't feel this is right, and thus decides to get rid of the crew so that its programmed objectives can be met. This kind of broken thinking is what many fear in AI, and yet before these malfunctions, HAL is a perfect example of an AI that can help people on certain missions and be an excellent tool as long as they perform correctly. Number 6. Alexa. Alexa is an AI device of a different nature, for this is a device meant to help you in all aspects of your home life. Much like most phone assistants, all you have to do to get Alexa to do something is talk to her. However, her range is what makes Alexa so valuable to many. A program like Siri is limited to what she has available in the device you have her on. In contrast, Alexa is only limited by what you have in your house. She can turn off lights, make calls for you, actually make purchases online, as long as you have the internet, send notices to you when things need to be done, and much, much more. Furthermore, as long as you give her the appropriate files, she can activate music, read audiobooks to you via the narrator of the file, and even jump to a specific part of the audiobook if you need to get ahead. Not to mention, the range of Alexa in terms of how you can activate her is quite impressive. Many people note that you can be across a whole room and get her to do what you need with a simple shout, versus other programs that have to have you be up close and personal to deliver commands, as their hearing range is actually quite short. Alexa is very much a home AI and is something that many are using in order to make their own lives easier, and many more are adapting her technology to grow her even more. Do you guys have Alexa? How has your experience been? Let us all know in the comments below. And now for number 5. But first, which AI do you have or would you like to have? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe if you're new here. We have lots of new videos coming up. Number 5. Tesla car. The company Tesla has been working hard to develop the next generation of cars, and to that end, they have given their cars their own version of AI to the extent that these cars can drive themselves. They call this autopilot. You likely may have seen versions of this where a car can parallel park on its own in order to fit into a space we would take forever to back into. Tesla is taking that further though, and their car is capable of driving to and from an area with a degree substantially greater than a human can in terms of safety. Tesla reports they have 8 surround cameras providing 360 degrees of visibility around the car at up to 250 meters of range. 12 updated ultrasonic sensors complement this vision, allowing for detection of both hard and soft objects at nearly twice the distance of the prior system. A forward-facing radar with enhanced processing provides additional data about the world in a redundant wavelength that is able to see through heavy rain, fog, dust, and even the car ahead. Basically, the car uses its cameras and sensors to see the world around it, and then uses its intelligence in order to analyze and adjust to all scenarios. This isn't the only model to have such features. Other models have features that allow the car to sense when a car is too close and will initialize the brakes before the driver so that no damage is done. Certain cars have a warning feature to let drivers know that they have a car in their blind spot. Does your car do this? All of this technology is slowly leading to a day when drivers won't be required. The cars will do it all themselves. Number 4. Amazon.com. Online shopping is a way of life in the modern world, but what makes Amazon.com so special is that it actually senses and understands many of the things you buy, and then will give you ideas on what you should buy next. This is referred to as a transactional AI. This is because it's something that is understood and refined over time. The more you buy, the more in tune it will become to recommend you things you're more likely to buy that you may not have even known that you wanted. For example, let's say you buy a certain movie, one that's part of a very popular genre or franchise. After it sees you buying that first item, it'll likely recommend you get the rest of the series. Then if you do get the rest of the series, it'll understand that and then offer you similar movies and franchises that might pique your interest. Amazon.com is very much the #1 online store in the US for a reason, as people like seeing options given to them based on what they have bought before. Plus, the options, the prices, and the shipping. Amazon is hard to beat. Number 3. Cortana. You might think I'm talking about the Microsoft phone AI that you can get, or on your PC, but actually I'm talking about the inspiration for said app. The Halo video game series is set in a very distant future, and in it, soldiers of great ability are given the strength and skills to take on many hostile alien life forms. But they are also given AI at times to help deal with the problems even more. Cortana is the AI that is given to the main character of most of the series, Master Chief. In terms of role, Cortana is his helper and assistant, giving tactical information to Master Chief, while also helping him decode transmissions, hack enemy systems, and more. But like a true AI, Cortana is able to learn, grow, and evolve, which is shown via her interactions with Master Chief. They make bets with one another, Cortana often cracks jokes, and shows a personality that is very reminiscent of a human. Which is appropriate, as her core brain was actually modeled off of a real human doctor in the universe. Many people today think that this could be a way to make a true AI. Cortana was so popular in the Halo series that she got her intelligence transferred to a Microsoft app for people to enjoy in real life. I wouldn't know this from experience though, since I always lasted maybe about 3 seconds in Halo. Number 2. Pandora. Pandora is a rather unique music site in that it uses artificial intelligence to help you find the next song that you need to listen to. To be clear, this isn't a random selection. The people behind Pandora have imbued their musical DNA into the AI, to the extent that professional musicians actually work together to analyze just about every song out there in the world, and then they break it down by 400 musical characteristics. So, after you select a song or two, the AI will analyze the songs you picked and select music of a similar style, flow, substance, and more. Because of this in-depth search, many have found new musicians that they have never heard of before, and yet like their music because it's very much what they like. Number 1. Skynet. In all facets of life, there is the worst case scenario, and for artificial intelligence, most people fear that one day it will evolve into Skynet. Skynet is a fictional AI that was created by James Cameron in his legendary film The Terminator. As the films would explain, hopefully this is not a spoiler for you, this AI was built to be the great helper to humanity, but instead it became its destroyer. It took over the world with its advanced intelligence and then subsequently made robotic soldiers to take out the rest of humanity and ensure that it would never be destroyed. Though many people see this as science fiction, the truth is that Skynet is not only possible, its turning on us is not that far-fetched to some people. In the movie, the military built Skynet in order to take control over all digital aspects of the armed forces, including aircraft and the nuclear missiles that the country had. Why? Because they believe that this artificial intelligence would be able to not only read a situation better than a human could, it wouldn't hesitate to respond, or give the appropriate response when needed. By taking out the emotions that people have, in theory, everything would be better. Given the advancements in technology in order to keep human error in check, it's very logical to believe that Skynet could be made in some form to assist the military. As for how it turned, in the films, once they activated Skynet, it started learning at a rate that no one had predicted. Because of this, they tried to shut Skynet down. Following its programming, Skynet perceived all humans as a threat to its mission. Thus, it launched a nuclear attack that ended up wiping out most of humanity in a single day. Judgment Day. Again, Skynet is not a real AI. However, many fear that this could be the fate of humanity and have actually spoken out against having anything close to this being made. For example, the late Stephen Hawking and Elon Musk.
Okay, now let's move on from AI. Let's jump on the topic about blockchain. I know that some or most of you here are already familiar with what is Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Blockchain is a secure, decentralized, and transparent way of recording and sharing data, with no need to rely on third-party intermediaries. The digital currency Bitcoin is the best-known blockchain application. However, the technology can be used in other ways, including making supply chains traceable, securing sensitive medical data anonymously, and combating voter fraud. Okay, next is faster computer processing. New computational technologies are making computers smarter. They enable computers to process vast amounts of data faster than ever before, while the advent of the cloud has allowed businesses to safely store and access their information from anywhere with internet access. Quantum computing technologies, now in development, will eventually make computers millions of times more powerful. These computers will have the potential to supercharge AI, create highly complex data models in seconds, and speed up the discovery of new materials. So, what is the difference between virtual reality and augmented reality? VR and AR. Sama na sila. By the way, right after virtual reality and augmented reality, I'll be giving you a set of video. Actually, I do not own that video. That video is being made by someone from YouTube. Ako lang na siyang huwaman for you to understand what is VR and AR. But before that one, let me have this brief discussion about these things first. So what is the difference between the two? VR, this stands for virtual reality, and the other one is augmented reality. Because they are not uh, reality gid mismo. They are not something that you can really touch, although you can see them, but mura siya illusion. Illusion lang na siya. But then makayon na murag tinuod. Okay, VR or virtual reality, this offers immersive digital experiences using a VR headset. As what you can see here in the image that I have provided, di ba? Mura kag na kay eyeglass nga na. And then, tad-un ka sa lain nga planeta. Bitaw, dadun ka og lain nga environment. But then, narog ka sa isa ka room. Narag ka sa imong kwarto, but then ang imong lang makita is something like naa ka og outer space baron, naa ba ka og 1970s nga mga panahon, or naa ba kag ilawong dagat, ingana. It's just a way of giving you an illusion about something. Ingana. So using a VR headset that simulate the real world, while augmented reality merges the digital and physical worlds. Okay, AR kani. Si AR, ang imong environment mao ra gihapon. For example, naa ka og kabut ka ng butod-buntod, inga na ra gihapon. But then, kung unsa imong makita sa screen ana kintahay, naa siya matapo nga mga objects, naa siya coming from the other dimension nga matapo siya. Okay. One common example is Pokemon Go. Diba? I don't know if nakaduwa ba ang tanan ato nga tingala lang nga abot na nagkabasa ka nang ita kag Pokemon. So, mo na siya example ni AR na ang imong makita gud is Kung nagyapon ka ng natural ra, mao gid na siya ang forma sa environment, but then asay matako nga mga object nga in reality wala gid na diha. Pero makita lang ang mga Pokemon, lakaw-lakaw, iman ana tahay. Diba? So kadugay nakaan kagbuang ngita kagwaya mo, but then di mo po ka makita ana if wala ka ng device nimo or object. So we have here examples include L'Oreal's makeup app, which allows users to digital experiment with makeup products before buying them, and the Google Translate phone app, which allow users to scan and instantly translate street signs, menus, and other text.
You are watching Cold Fusion TV.
Hi, welcome to another Cold Fusion video. This video is part of an ongoing series in collaboration with Upload VR. The series will cover the emerging technology of the VR and AR industry and what it means for the world we live in. Virtual reality and augmented reality. They seem to be hot buzzwords which we've all heard before. But what are they exactly, and what's the difference between them? In this video, we'll take a look. Let's start with VR. In simple terms, VR is a computer-generated simulation or replacement of one's environment. For example, you put on a headset, it blocks out your world view and substitutes a digital world that's designed to fool your senses. From the point of view of your brain, you're somewhere else. It's a form of mental teleportation, if you will. So where did VR come from? There's going to be a full video on the history of VR, but the basic gist is as follows. The origins of VR as a technology system can be traced back to 1962 when filmmaker Mort Heelig created the Sensorama. It was an arcade-style cabinet with a 3D display, vibrating seat, stereo sound, fan, and scent producer. One of the experiences was riding a motorcycle down the streets of Brooklyn. The viewer would have a 3D view of the streets while having the wind blow in their face, while simultaneously feeling the vibration of the motorcycle seat and even experiencing the smells of the city. Although it was absolutely revolutionary for the time, the idea largely didn't gain traction. Most people point to MIT computer scientist Ivan Sutherland as being the godfather of VR displays. In 1968, he created the Sword of Damocles, the first VR headset. He and his colleagues at MIT started the first virtual headset experiments. As a side point, Sutherland was a low-key genius. He also invented Sketchpad in 1963, an advanced software for computer-aided design and a breakthrough in human-computer interaction. But more on this in the full history video. It wouldn't be until 1987 when the actual term virtual reality was coined. The term was the brainchild of Jaron Lanier, an American computer philosopher and computer scientist. Let's break down the actual meaning of virtual reality. Virtual means being something in effect, though not in actuality or in fact. This is from mid-15th century English. So in other words, ideally, VR is an approximation of our reality that is digital, but not reality itself. Since its inception in the late 60s, VR hardware has existed largely in university research labs in hilariously big and bulky forms, never to test the waters of mainstream consumer product, but more for an understanding of the limits of our brain's perception systems. It was also a helpful tool for PTSD and cognitive behavior therapy patients. Over the years, various companies such as Nintendo and NEC have tried bringing VR to the consumer market, but these efforts were major failures. The reasons for the industry's previous failures will be looked at in future videos, but broadly speaking, the technology just wasn't there and the threshold for building a convincing headset was too high. Until now. Currently, VR is quickly becoming extremely relevant to gamers, 3D artists, architects and real estate agents, teachers and students, and even astronauts. After crying wolf a number of times, VR is finally showing some promise this time around. Okay, let's move on to augmented reality. Augmented reality, also known as mixed reality, is a different beast from VR. This is because its main purpose isn't to cut out the real world and transport you to another one, but rather it's to be an enhancement of your real world with a set of magical virtual objects in it. When a person's real environment is supplemented or augmented with computer-generated images, usually motion tracked, then that's augmented reality. So if you played Pokemon Go when that was a thing, or have used Snapchat lens face filters, then you've already used primitive forms of augmented reality. Here's another day-to-day but fairly amusing example of augmented reality from a third-person point of view.
The roads have been cleared. We're ready to get back out on the roads. Let's bring this car out actually into augmented reality and show you what I'm talking about. Because you hit the roads are clear, visibility looks great, right? You think there's no problem, but then you get behind this guy. You know, the one that doesn't clear the snow and the ice off.
The term augmented reality is attributed to a former Boeing researcher, Thomas Caudell, in 1990. Augment is from the Latin word augere, which means to increase or to add. Hence, AR technology is adding to our existing reality. Currently, augmented reality is also showing promise with efforts like Microsoft's HoloLens and the very secretive Magic Leap project. So let's take a quick summary of both technologies. Virtual reality tends to be completely immersive with no real-world stimuli affecting the experience. The goal of VR is to make the user feel as if they are, in fact, in another place. In stark contrast to this, augmented reality acts as a digital addition to the user's world. For example, objects can appear on tables, information can be displayed in floating windows, and graphics can be generated, all seamlessly motion tracked to the user's field of view. The thing that makes AR and VR different from any other forms of technology is that it directly affects the perceptions and processes of the human mind in an obvious way. It's the only technology that can provide actual packaged experiences. While there are a large number of people that do think both AR and VR are a fad that will fade out like previous hype cycles of the technologies in the 80s and 90s, the thing to note here is that the underlying technology is vastly more powerful this time round and is very much feasible. Think of it as a time that's parallel to smartphones just before the iPhone. We just need the right blend of killer AR and VR applications, product, price, and consumer demand to really begin the altered reality spark. At current rates, by 2025, attractive AR and VR experiences will be commonplace. If done right, these technologies show incredible potential. Thanks for watching, guys. This was just an introductory video, and there'll be more videos coming in the series with Upload VR. Rest assured, plenty of interesting topics will be covered. So this has been Dagogo, you've been watching Cold Fusion. Don't forget to subscribe if you've just stumbled across this channel, and I'll catch you again soon for the next video. Cheers guys, have a good one.
Next, we have biotechnology. What is biotechnology? When the word itself, bio, is bio. Bio means life. Diba? How can we combine biology to technology? Murag, life itself, but we need to adapt technology on it. We have to give our contribution, our technology. The technology itself. We need to contribute this one to life. So, unsa may iyahang advantage to this one. So, biotechnology harnesses cellular and biomolecular processes to develop new technologies and products for a range of uses, including developing new pharmaceuticals and materials, more efficient industrial manufacturing processes, and cleaner, more efficient energy sources as well. Researchers in Stockholm, for example, are working on what is being touted as the strongest biomaterial ever produced. Karong panahon na kana ato mga chemical engineers, gamit na sila many sets of technologies. Gikan sa mga centrifuge, unsa pa na diha nga na iuban na automated na, in order to make their work easy and faster, as well as to make their work accurate as well. Alright, next we have robotics. Robotics. Mostly engineering courses, they have this subject, robotics. Not all, but I think some. Especially those who took computer engineering and electrical engineering, as well as those who have taken electronics. Something like they are going to involve circuitry and electrical stuff. So, robotics, this refers to the design, manufacture and use of robots for personal and commercial use. While we are yet to see robot assistants in every home, technological advances have made robots increasingly complex and sophisticated. They are used in fields as wide-ranging as manufacturing, health and safety, and human assistance. Try to get the idea of a drone. Drone, di ba? Na yung mga kasal, mga event, unsa pa na diha, tingnan na lang mo nga, di ba? Nindot kayo no, makuha niya ang the top view of that certain ceremony and that certain event, makapture niya mga sinulog, sa lugo, unsa pa na diha. Makuha niya tanan is because naglupad na siya. That alone is a robot. Drone is a robot. Nga naman, i-control siya. Makalupad lang siya. Okay? Or siya bird ba? Diba? Sa may theory of langgam, lupad na sila. So, nga na si drone. But then, na siya camera, nga na makapture niya tanan. So, dili na need sa tao nga mulupad siya. Siya mismo mulupad para makita, makapture ang mga scenery sa ubos. As well as we have kana sa NASA, di ba? Natay mga astronauts, yung na uban ana nga ipadaan nila sa outer space ang uban is mga tao, but then we cannot really risk a life, di ba? So mao na nga ang uban is kuan na lang, technology na lang ilang paadtuon sa outer space to discover anything and something, i-control na nila dire. Next, we have Internet of Things. Internet of Things, so kanang gitawag na to og IoT. The IoT describes everyday items, from medical wearables that monitor users' physical condition, to cars and tracking devices inserted into parcels, connected to the internet and identifiable by other devices. A big plus for businesses is that they can collect customer data from constantly connected products, allowing them to better gauge how customers use products and tailor marketing campaigns accordingly. There are also many industrial applications, such as farmers putting IoT sensors into fields to monitor soil attributes and inform decisions such as when to fertilize. Okay, I have provided here an image wherein you can see a little home that's in the center of the picture, and then it's being surrounded by a lot of devices and gadgets around. It's because one example of IoT an IoT manggod or Internet of Things is something like anything is being controlled through your mobile phone or your smartphone as long as you are connected to internet. Kanakitahay, gusto ka nag-abot nimo na lumag na ng imuhang rice, imuhang mga sudan diha. I-control na nimo sa imong cellphone nga, di ba? Ibutang mo at 2 cups of rice, ingana. Unya, automatic nito nag-abot nimo na ana. It's because siguro ang imuhang rice cooker adto improvise nga kibaw na siya mo control og hinani nga depende sa input nga imong ihatag sa imong device. Diba? So try to imagine if there are things really happening, something like that. Sa paman, nag-abot nimo adto kay na tuwaan na. For example, iset ra nimo adto nga okay by 6 PM kinahanglan makakaon na nga mong mga manok, among mga pets nga na. So automatic na to nga nakita himo hagbong didto nga mga sensors muukab ang mga butanganan o pagkaon kay mga kaon sila by 6 PM nga na-set nimo nga na. So everything is being controlled by internet connection. As long as there is an internet, you can do whatever you want even though you are away from home. So nga na ang idea ni IoT, Internet of Things.
The Internet of Things, or IoT, is influencing our lifestyle from the way we react to the way we behave. From air conditioners that you can control with your smartphone, to smart cars providing the shortest route, or your smartwatch which is tracking your daily activities. IoT is a giant network of connected devices. These devices gather and share data about how they are used and the environment in which they are operated. It's all done using sensors. Sensors are embedded in every physical device. It can be your mobile phone, electrical appliances, vehicles, barcode sensors, traffic lights, and almost everything that you come across in day-to-day life. These sensors continuously emit data about the working state of the devices. But the important question is, how do they share this huge amount of data, and how do we put this data to our benefit? IoT provides a common platform for all these devices to dump their data and a common language for all the devices to communicate with each other. Data is emitted from various sensors and sent to IoT platforms securely. IoT platform integrates the collected data from various sources. Further analytics is performed on the data and valuable information is extracted as per requirement. Finally, the result is shared with other devices for better user experience, automation, and improving efficiencies. Let us look at a scenario where IoT is doing wonders. In an AC manufacturing industry, both the manufacturing machine and the belt have sensors attached. They continuously send data regarding the machine health and the production specifics to the manufacturer to identify issues beforehand. A barcode is attached to each product before leaving the belt. It contains the product code, manufacturer details, special instructions, etc. The manufacturer uses this data to identify where the product was distributed and track the retailer's inventory. Hence, the manufacturer can make the product running out of stock available. Next, these products are packed and parceled to different retailers. Each retailer has a barcode reader to track the products coming from different manufacturers, manage inventory, check special instructions, and many more. The compressor of air conditioner has an embedded sensor that emits data regarding its health and temperature. This data is analyzed continuously, allowing the customer care to contact you for the repair work in time. This is just one of the million scenarios. We have smart appliances, smart cars, smart homes, smart cities, where IoT is redefining our lifestyle and transforming the way we interact with technologies. The future of IoT industry is huge. Business Insider Intelligence estimates that 24 billion IoT devices will be installed by 2020, and IDC predicts that IoT revenue will reach around 357 billion in 2019, resulting in a lot of job opportunities in the IT industry. Want to become a part of the IoT revolution? Come and master IoT with Edureka.
We do so very simply by taking our first piece, lifting it, the light comes on, in this case under the E2 square, and you put it down on E4 and it flashes confirmed. We're now waiting for black smooth. It will flash a light under the square from square, in this case it's the pawn on D7. We lift that, the light goes out, flashes on D5. It's now white smooth. This goes this pawn. It's going to take this bishop. It flashes to show that you need to put the piece back and carry on.
Welcome Masato Yudo. I unlocked the door for you. Please come in.
So what happens when a stranger approaches the door?
You are an unauthorized visitor. The door will remain locked. Please step away from the door.
It turns out the stranger was my friend Mike. Let's add him to my family and friends list, so next time he visits, the door will recognize him. Here, I take a picture of Mike. And now you can see he is in my family and friends list.
Welcome Mike. I unlocked the door for you. Please come in.
Jarvis also helps me get ready in the morning. Fresh shirt.
Fire in the hole.
Hell yeah. Jarvis knows when to make me breakfast.
Your toast is ready.
Alright. It's time for my call with Shrek. Can you get him on the video conference line?
Setting up the DC room now. Remember to check on the AI guidance system for Aquila.
One of the best things about Jarvis is it could recognize people at the gate, let them in automatically, and then just tell me about it.
Mark, your parents are coming in.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
It's Jarvis.
If I don't want to talk, I can just text Jarvis through a messenger bot that I built.
Mark, I'm trying to read in here.
Yeah, my bad.
(3D printing). 3D printing allows manufacturing businesses to print their own parts with less tooling at a lower cost and faster than via traditional processes. Plus, designs can be customized to ensure a perfect fit. Alright, 3D printing, if you happen to go to FabLab Bohol, that is located inside Bohol Island State University main campus, na diha sulod ang FabLab, naa sila'y 3D printer dito. From the word itself, 3D, mo print siya not just kanang two-dimensional lang, ang paper, inunana. Ang i-print niya 3D, three-dimensional, pasabot with X, Y, and Z axis. Muna, tanawa ang nasa picture, di ba? So, mag-print ka og ulo gyud sa ulo sa usang na, tao ba na? Mag-print gyud ka og kanang bird gyud mismo, ingana 3D nga bird yun mo print siya depende sa imuhang gusto nga outcome or gi-design mo. And then if I'm not mistaken ang gamiton ani is kanang mga plastic kay aron malanay ra na siya, iyang lanayon na siya according sa imuha nga kanang gusto nga outcome as 3D something. But then it's very I mean, it's very complex. Kaya you have to wait for pila ka hours pa na siya. Dili siya madali-dali nga muhatag na siya diretso sa iyang output. Dili pareha bag photocopier machine, scanner, inunana nga diretso ra ka print, diretso ra gawas. But in less than a second, magawas na nimo ang copy. But for 3D printers, kung mag-print ka 3D, I think it will take you hours or yes, hours. usa mahuman ang isa ka object. Next. Okay. So there are many more that a fourth industrial revolution can do. And then, wa mo kahibang nga, okay, nana data sa ingani nga world. 2022 na data. Although gilabyan tag pandemic, but then we have to remember that we are in 2022 and everything has changed already from traditional paperworks into paperless community. So we have a lot of innovations today. Innovative materials including plastics, metal alloys, and biomaterials promise to shake up sectors including manufacturing, renewable energy, construction, and healthcare. Energy capture, storage, and transmission represent a growing market sector, spurred by the falling cost of renewable energy technologies and improvements in battery storage capacity. Alright, how will the fourth industrial revolution affect businesses? So, unsay iyahang effect sa mga tao, especially those in the business industry? As these technologies change what is possible, they are also transforming customers' expectations. A global survey from Salesforce Research shows that the majority of those surveyed believe that these technologies and the experiences they enable will transform their interactions with companies within 5 years. Nowhere will this be more evident than in customer experience. With technology enabling businesses to offer greater personalization and more valuable, connected experiences across bricks and mortar and online channels, customers already have more options than ever, and they are not afraid to switch brands for a better experience. Okay. Karong panahon na, tanan nga business na nanay mga IT sa sulod. Mga bitaw na nga, very demand ang IT of course today and to the future generations pa yun. Kaya nga naman, wala na taan ang traditional nga mga paperworks. Tanan karon paperless na. We have cloud, we have Google Drive, we have fax, email, and everything. So by just one click on your smartphone or your devices, even if you are not in your workplace, even if you are in a travel or in a vacation, you can do everything you want for your business. By just one click on a call, and then you can already gather your employees to have a virtual meeting, diba? And then, pareha karon, magklase mo, instead of ana na mo sa classroom, ana na mo sa inyong tasatagsa nga balay, and then all you need to do is join the link provided from Google Meet or from Zoom, and ihatag sa teachers ninyo, and then there, you can see your classmates as well as your instructor virtually, and you can interact with them as well. You can speak to them real time if that is a synchronous class ha. Kay what I'm doing today, I'm doing asynchronous. That means I have just recorded everything here in my end, and I have uploaded it on the Google Drive or the Google Classroom. And then what you are going to do is to click on it and watch the videos that I have given, or to download them if you want a copy. Nga na atong setup. But then again, nakatabang gyud kaayo ang technology sa ato ang setup karon. Kung walay technology, no, and then COVID came in, I don't know, walay nahitabo nga klase. And then ma-stop gyud ang education o unsa pa na diha ang mga sectors nga mag-involve gyud sila og human beings to work on the jobs. Okay. Technology and the sea. Since you are future seafarers, man, that's why we're talking on technology and how it can help or how much it contributes to your life, your possible life in the near future. We have autonomous ships and digital captains. So try to imagine digital inyong captain. Pwede ka ni. Bangga gali ang Titanic, no, nga naara to tanaw to mga sa dito, I don't know kinsa to sila mga tawhana. But then, karong panahon na digital naman ta. Kana galing sa aviation, palupad og airplanes, ingana sila gitanaw nga mga radars and lights and everything. Daghan na sila technology diha, so di na masaag, di na sumba ko unsa nan plane diha. Okay? Imagine a future with self-navigating ships. Mura siya o self-driving car ba? But then, I doubt. Pero, di ba? Imagine. Just try to imagine a future with something like this. As they fly the ocean autonomously, their digital captains are far away on dry land. Imagine na kapitan ka pero wag ka sa barko, unsa man gyud. Okay. Keeping watch remotely with mixed reality or MR and artificial intelligence or AI technologies. Mixed reality, this is a combination of AR and VR, and also with the involvement of AI. Next, JRCS, a major Japanese maritime services company, believes it can make this a reality within the next 12 years. Timan-in ninyo ha, kani nga research, kung matinuod manigdi. In the next 12 years daw, matinuod ni siya. Liman ka na. With the help of Microsoft, it has just launched an ambitious plan to digitally transform the global shipping industry. In a series of initial steps, JRCS is deploying MR, the Internet of Things or IoT, and AI to change how shipping crews are trained and how ships are maintained and how navigational safety and standards are promoted and enforced. Okay, although this is a very beautiful thing to hear, di ba? Nga nani ang hitabo. Digital na ang seafaring industry. But then, have you ever think of it nga if mahitabo ni siya, wala na kaayo yung mga hire o mga seafarers. Kaya nga naman, hire pa man sila nga pwede naman din nila i-automate. Digital naman tanan na nasulod sa barko, di ba? So, is technology little by little getting the people's jobs away from that? Mag-ingan ang idea. Wala na kayo trabaho, dili na kaayo di man ang seafarers kay naa na may mga nipuli nga mga digital things inside ships. But it sees digital transformation as the key to a safer and more efficient maritime industry, which is facing economic and demographic challenges on the horizon. Okay, as an island nation, Japan depends on marine transport for 99.7% of its overseas trade. And it is no exaggeration to say merchant shipping underpins the world's third largest economy. And the problem is Japan's seafaring population is aging and consequently its merchant fleet faces a chronic shortage of mariners. In response, JRTS has partnered with Microsoft Japan to push digitally led work style innovation across the world's shipping and marine sectors. They are now jointly testing a range of new systems powered by Microsoft's Azure Cloud. All are designed to meet provisions under the 1978 International Convention on Standards of Training, certification, and watchkeeping for seafarers to keep the shipping environment safe and the oceans clean. JRCS says Microsoft HoloLens, which blends the real and virtual worlds to create a mixed reality for users, will be a prime tool. HoloLens is the first ever self-contained holographic computer that can be used wirelessly without the need to connect external devices such as mobile phones and personal computers. It provides a new means of deploying holograms in real-world physical environments to view the resulting mixed reality and manipulate digital contents within this world. As the old saying goes, time is money. And that's never been truer than in a competitive world of international shipping where unforeseen delays or miscalculations can cost millions of dollars. So we are now in the example here titled AI and Cargo Shipping, Full Speed Ahead for Global Maritime Trade. Okay, mga miscalculation karong mga panahon na kung naa ka sa seafaring industry. Dako kayo na siya o millions of dollars unsa na diha. For example, overloading. Nasayop pa rin yung chief mate og calculate sa unsa ra gidaghanon ang cargo nga dapat inyong ikarga for that specific area towards your destination. Nag-abot sa port adto dako kaayo na siya ang company makabayad ana og I don't know, dako kayo. Millions ang mabayaran na penalty. It's because overloading man siya. na dili siya supposed to be dili siya dapat mukarga og imong anak for the safety of everyone inside the vessel, di ba, niga overload sa bakuhay na ay hitabo nga ani nga di sa mga sala ron, di ba? So miscalculation, it's because they also lack technology about calculating the correct amount of cargo, the baggage nga ibutang ana, tanan total pila ka tons ang allowed usa siya i-travel. Thousands of cargo ships ply the oceans and keep world trade moving ahead every day. But poor weather, congested ports, equipment breakdowns, and mishaps of all kinds make for anything but smooth sailing. An unexpected delay for just one vessel can sometimes cascade into a logistical nightmare for an entire fleet, with schedules thrown out of kilter across multiple ports and trading hubs, impacting the flow of globalized supply chains. Okay, I haven't been in a vessel, man. Okay, of course, me myself, I'm not a seafarer, but as what I have heard from the experiences of my friends, dili ang uban na nagdunggo or something na dili pa na ingon nga makadikit gyud mismo sa port. It's because na uban ana nga mura gud siya dili pud sa ato nga daghan kaayo ang mga sakyanan pa, wala ka forward na traffic. Okay, naapo na sila yung traffic sa ocean. Dili pa na sila kasuksok. It's because napay uban nga wala mo mag-discharge na yung mga uban nga mga boat and other smaller ships baron or inana na napapo didto sa unahan, dili pa sila pwede ka dikit. It's because naapay na una. So mo na nga uban is mag-anchorage, mag-anchorahe ana tunga-tunga sa di po siya yung tunga sa dagat. Naara sa port dapit, but then dili pa sila makadikit. Okay, so it's because again lack of technology can give that kind of situation, that scenario. Okay, wala man, dili man sila aware nga okay naa pa diri nga na unsay time mabito na nga na siya estimated time of arrival or ETA, estimated time of departure or ETD kana. You have to know that one. Adding to the physical challenges are fluctuating trade volumes among economies. A vessel that sails off in one direction with containers crammed full of goods can too often sail back unprofitably empty. So with world trade accelerating the fourth industrial revolution, how do we iron out such inefficiencies? And how can cloud-based technology help? So karon mayon mo nga ma'am, no need na may makahibaw ana ma'am kay igo ra bitig til dito sulod. Okay, take note, we are now in an era or in a generation wherein technology is very much welcome. So maglisod mo if wala mo kahibaw sa unsa ni bag-o nga mga technology karong panahon na. Although yes, you might be saying ang trabaho man kay igo ra man ngani na. But then lamang ang may alam kay og kahibaw kay nani nga di ka dali mailad, di ba? It will give you enough knowledge for you to survive in such situation wherein you need to know about the technologies that we have had at present. Imagine using IoT or Internet of Things to constantly collect data on all voyage impacting factors, both on and off a ship. Predictive analytics through artificial intelligence or AI would lead to operational adjustments and decisions to keep vessels moving in the most cost-effective ways. Such insights could, for instance, help a captain save on fuel by optimally maintaining and varying speed to port. Similarly, a course or balance route time could be amended to avoid anticipated port congestion or deteriorating weather. Operational flexibility and coordination could be introduced across multiple vessels to smooth out the transfer of cargo across multiple points, saving both money and time. Log jams could be avoided, and underutilized routes and schedules could be recast and made more profitable. Alright. With this in mind, shipping giant Orient Overseas Container Line Limited, OOCL, has come together with Microsoft Research Asia, or MSRA, on a digital transformation journey to identify, manage, and overcome all sorts of operational uncertainties and create efficiencies. OOCL has a proud track record of adopting new technologies with real business impact, and it has fully embraced a hybrid cloud infrastructure with auto-switching and auto-scaling throughout its business and ML for several years. And it has more than 1,000 of developers in San Jose in the United States, as well as Hong Kong, Shanghai, Zhuhai in China, and Manila in the Philippines. It regards AI as key to its future, and so it has turned to MSRA, or Microsoft's fundamental research arm in the Asia Pacific, which is leading in the development and application of AI. Presently, the two sides spent 15 weeks together optimizing OOCL's existing shipping network operations, a task that Steve Chu, Chief Information Officer of OOCL, estimates will save the shipping company around $10 million in cost annually. Okay, that's it for this week's lecture video. I hope you have learned something on what we have discussed. And good luck and God bless for your upcoming course assessment and as well as your final written exam.